All right. I said all right. I think, I said all right. Cut the music. You guys hear me okay? Let me know you can hear me before I begin. Because if you can hear me, I got some things to say. I got a lot of things to say. Jared. So I have... Thank you, Matt T. Thank you for that. Matt says, cheers. Pat, hello, Pat. You're right. It is shameful. Yes. Dave says, I can't believe it. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. Jared, I have been speaking to Simus. He is doing okay. He should be around at some point. I did tell him while he's gone, we're going to hold it down over here. So that's what we're doing. We're holding it down. Dark Raider Podcast, salute. How are you? What happened to us? We're going to get into that. We will get into that. I have a lot to talk about. Now, before I begin, let me take a sip. One sip. All right. Before I begin, when I covered the game against the Packers, D-Dave says, I played counselor at work all day. I was the guy going to the counselor at work all day today. Like, I was the guy that needed to talk to a counselor because I was so damn depressed about what happened against the Packers. No, for those of you that were worried about me, a lot of you have checked on me outside of YouTube. Thank you. Mini Duke's right over there. Mini Duke is right over there. I'm talking about you, boy. He's waving. They can't see you. He's waving. You can't see him, but he's over there and he's waving. So thank you, everybody, for checking up on me. We're doing well. What a choke job by the Cowboys. Let's talk about that. Now, at first I thought, maybe Philly knew what they were doing by blowing it. Maybe they knew that it would be better to play on the road against Tampa than to have to host Green Bay. The truth is, Philly was going to lose to whoever they played against. I mean, Green Bay is clearly better than them. Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield is better than them. But going into this game, I was like most of you. There is no excuse for a number 2 seed at home, who is one of the biggest favorites in the playoffs, to lose to a team that barely made it into the dance. The last team in with I believe a first-year starting quarterback and one of the worst defenses in pro football in your house, when you had the, I believe, second highest scoring offense in the league. You have Dak Prescott, who's an MVP candidate, right? And you can't put up points. You couldn't even get a first down. In the first half, we were terrible. We could not move the ball at all. First down, let's run it for 2 yards. Second down, let's run it again. Every time, go back and watch the live stream. Every drive, when it got to 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, they would run the ball every time. They know what you're going to do. And by the way, every time they ran it, it was -1 yards, -2 yards. The run game never works. Not in Dallas. Doesn't work. Oh, it used to work back when we had DeMarco Murray. It used to work back when we had Zeke even. In the early years, his rookie year, he was great. What was the difference between then and now? All of you, I shouldn't say that. Not all of you. A lot of Cowboys fans. This is where I'm gonna puff myself up a little bit, because Cowboys fans were telling me that this was last year. They could not wait to get rid of Zeke because Tony Pollard was the second coming of Jesus Christ, and he was going to come onto this team, and he was going to rush for 1,000 yards, and he was going to dominate in the ground. Where was that Tony Pollard this year? I didn't see that. I didn't see the Tony Pollard that could burst through a hole and get a first down. That sounded really gay. I apologize for that. I did not see the Tony Pollard that could make big plays down the field. What was his biggest run of the year? Anybody know? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry, chat. You guys are going so fast. I love you guys. I can't keep up. Meanwhile, Beantown, the Patriots fan of the family. Hello, Beantown. I need to text you after this, by the way. Beantown says Zeke averaged 4.2 per carry with the Patriots. Their offensive line is worse than ours. And I'm glad you mentioned offensive lines, Beantown, because that's part of the problem. That is we are so used to Travis Frederick. We're so used to the good Tyron Smith. We're so used to, minus the false starts, Flozell Adams, Larry Allen. We're used to the good, beefy, physical offensive linemen. Now, 2023, you have a Tyron Smith who can't stay healthy. You have a Tyler Smith who can't stay disciplined. You have a Tyler Biotish who can't do a damn thing right. You have an offensive line that cannot. They just can't. This offensive line is not competitive. They have not been competitive all year. Why is Dak an MVP candidate? Because every play, he's running for his life. He's running for his life, scrambling out of the pocket, running for 10 yards because he's getting chased by half of the defense. Because the offensive line can't. It's like having five, what was that dude's name? Chaz Green. It's like having 5 Chaz Greens on the offensive line. It's ridiculous. The offensive line is terrible. Merrick says, I thought the Cowboys would have a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs, but nope, y'all continue to suck in the playoffs. Yes, you're right. And this is part of the problem. I'm glad you brought that up. So, Cowboys fans, we have to talk. I got to take another sip before I say this, because this is something a lot of you aren't going to like, but it's true. I'm going to take a sip of this real quick. Guys, I am going to take Simus's phrase, and I'm going to amend it, okay? This year was supposed to be Operation Vegas. That did not happen. With an offensive line that can't block, a running back that can't run, receivers that can't catch, we did not make it to Vegas. Operation Vegas was a massive bust. It was a complete failure. Vegas is weeks away, and we're on the couch. But hey, we won the division. We won the NFC East that was absolutely uncompetitive whatsoever. Both NFC East playoff teams got blown out. Let's be honest. They got outplayed. They got They didn't have enough physicality to win. The Eagles got their butts kicked. And as for me, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm glad Baker Mayfield killed the Eagles. That was great. Way to go, Baker. Boomer Sooner. I don't care. After the Cowboys-Packers game ended, I'm good. I'm not watching. Nothing to watch. But here's what I'm going to say, because I'm sidetracking myself right now because I'm so damn mad. Cowboys fans, this is how bad it is now. We're in 2024, okay? Do you remember, if you're a lifelong Cowboys fan like me, do you remember from 1995 to, I'll say 2021, I'll be nice, 1995 to 2021, do you remember what every other fan base in the NFL was saying to us? They were saying the Dallas Cowboys suck. They cannot win a playoff game. They're a bunch of choke artists, and we're going to laugh at them. And every single week, when we choked in the playoffs, somebody was making a meme about us. Somebody was laughing about us. Somebody was making Jerry Jones floating down a river jokes. Somebody was making Tony Romo memes. Now they're making Dak Prescott memes. Somebody was making fun of us. It's been the same issues for almost 30 years now. But this is how you know it's bad. This is how you know we're officially in bad shape, Cowboys fans, because those same people that hated us, that made fun of us, that called us choke artists, that said we're failures, they feel sorry for us now. Those same fans, they feel bad for us. I've been going through social media all day long, and all I'm seeing is, man, I feel sorry for Cowboys fans. This must really suck. This year, I'm not even going to make fun of you because I feel bad for you. That's how bad it is now. This organization needs to realize we are no longer the 5-ring Dallas Cowboy behemoth franchise that everybody fears. That's not us anymore. We're not Emmett anymore. We're not Troy anymore. We're not Michael Irvin or Dion anymore. We are Dak Prescott. We are Tony Pollard. We are, and I'm going to get to you next, we are Micah Parsons now. That's who we are. And the rest of the league, they don't fear us. They feel bad for us. They feel sorry for us. That's how you know things have gotten bad in Dallas. It's gotten bad. Let me try to hit up some of these comments real quick before I go off on 11. I have a question to you and the rest of the Cowboys fans in the chat. Should Dak Prescott stay or go? Is he the right guy for y'all? So, this is a loaded question. I'm glad you asked this. This is a loaded question, Merrick. So, the Dallas Cowboys fan base is torn. Half of us, and this is what happens every offseason. We did it with Romo. Year after year, we did it with Romo. When Dak signed his extension last time, we did it with Dak. And now we're doing it again. Cowboys fans, half of us are like, yeah, look at what he did. And half of us are like, Dak will never win the Super Bowl. Me? I agree with Cowboy X Factor. I agree with this comment. Now, and I also agree with this one. What up, B-Mac? The perfect 10. He knows what I mean when I say that. The perfect 10. What up, B-Mac? The mighty B-Mac in the house. I'll say this. Ready Red, great point. Great point. I want to touch on that in a little bit too. It's a great point. Dak Prescott. Oh, I've got so much to say about him. I got a lot to say. Dak, what up, Moose? How you doing, man? Moose in the house. Dak Prescott had, as far as NFL seasons go, Dak Prescott had a phenomenal season. He really did. He put up the numbers. He moved the ball down the field. He scored a lot of points. Dak had a great season. Dak did not have, like I said before, did not have the best offensive line. Dak had absolutely no running game whatsoever. Now, I'm not making excuses for Dak. There's another cheers right there. Man, it's good to see you guys. Hit the like button. 30 in the house. Dak Prescott, I'm not trying to make excuses for him, okay? But with what he was given, I think he had a great year. Now, it's Santa Logan. Oh my gosh, Santa. The name says it all. I can't thank you enough, man. Cheers. It's a good day when we got Santa Logan in chat. Noah, dude, Mini Duke's right over there. I feel amazing. It's been a great night, except for being pissed about the Cowboys. Great fantasy quarterback. Yes, great fantasy quarterback he is. Osmosis in the building. What up, Oz? I'm not going to read your comment, but what up, man? Motor City Maniac. Dude, you guys are awesome. It's so good to see you guys tonight. I don't know. Turn it off and turn it back on. He had a great season. Did anybody listen to his post-game interview? Chad Barrett was in the house too. What up, Chad? He said, I'm not quoting exactly. This is kind of what he said. He said, well, I didn't really read the field properly when the game was going on. I just couldn't see the field. And by the time I started seeing the field, it was already too late. So when you have a quarterback that had the year that Dak Prescott just had, where you are literally like in second or third place for MVP voting, right? And you go into a playoff game against a defense like the Green Bay Packers, and you can't see the defense until the third quarter, that does not add up to me. That does not make you ain't telling me you didn't see the field. You're telling me that your coach did not know how to call plays because he was running the ball way too much. You're telling me your receivers couldn't catch or couldn't get open. Receivers. What did we do tonight? Oh, that's my hat. What did we do tonight that was different than last year? What did we do that was different from last? You won a playoff game against Tampa Bay. Congratulations. You beat Tom Brady, who was 57 years old, in the playoffs. Other than that, what have you done in the playoffs? What have you done other than that? And then after you beat Tampa Bay, with their walkers and their hover rounds and their geriatric quarterback. Then you go to San Francisco, and I have to listen to osmosis for like a month and a half because they beat the living crap out of us.
Daddy, what's this?
That's called a flash drive. Hey, you want to say go Cowboys?
Not yet.
Not yet, because they lost. He's sad too. He's upset because they lost. Look at what you did to him. Look at what you did to him. So, this is kind of what I'm talking about. So, what did you do during this offseason? Double T, whoop, whoop.
Like this one.
What did you do in the offseason to make it better? Your defense actually played fairly decent against San Francisco in the playoff game last year where you got trounced. What did you do to make this offense better in the offseason? What did you address? Well, first of all, you drafted Mozzie Smith. Way to go. Way to go, Jerry. Mozzie Smith was a great player this year. He contributed so much. Did he even play? Did Mozzie Smith play against the Packers? Our first-round pick. Did he play?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. That's right, Minnie Duke. You're right. He didn't. And if he did, I sure didn't see him.
I didn't.
Did you see him?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't either. We didn't see him. We were looking for him. He wasn't there. The biggest contribution you got from your draft class was Hunter Lipke, who was an undrafted free agent fullback. That was the best draft pick you had last year. You cannot draft like that. Then you had Deuce Vaughn, who was didn't see the field till he got hurt. Your draft class did nothing for you. You might as well just flush the whole draft down the toilet. And then, to make matters worse, you decided, well, let's go get Brandon Cooks. Now, I don't want to sit here and talk about Brandon Cooks too much because he was okay during the season. But did he play? Did anybody see Brandon Cooks in this game? We have no difference makers on offense outside of CeeDee Lamb. The best receiver on the field in the playoff game was Michael Gallup. You know, that same guy that for 17 weeks of the regular season, we were saying, where's Michael Gallup? Is he on this offense? Does he even play for this team? He was the only receiver that showed up. The only one. Brandon Cooks didn't play. CeeDee Lamb did not have a good game. I love CeeDee Lamb. Keep him. That's my boy. Best player on the team. Best player on the team, CeeDee Lamb. But we have no receivers besides him. I'll give my props to Jake Ferguson. He had a good game too. Jake Ferguson has been solid for us. We have no power back. Tony Pollard ain't it. And Deuce Vaughn is smaller than I am. Rico Dowdle's not it. But listen to me when I say this. We will not have a successful power back. If we bring in Derrick Henry like this, he will end his career in Dallas, and not in a good way. If Derrick Henry signs with the Dallas Cowboys during this offseason, he will retire a Cowboy and he will be forgotten. People won't even remember the name Derrick Henry. He'll be the next Eddie George. If he leaves Tennessee for Dallas, he will be the next Eddie George. People will completely forget that he ever played for the Cowboys because he will do nothing. We have no offensive line. None. We can't block. We can't create holes in the offense for the running backs to run through. And it's not just an offensive line problem. It's also a scheme problem. Our coaches are stupid. Which leads me to this. Mike McCarthy, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you, bud. Let's see. You have no game management skills. You don't know when to call a timeout. You don't know when to kick a field goal. You don't know when to go for it. I'm surprised you didn't ice your kicker like Jason Garrett. You don't know how to do anything. You're out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Santa, you're a very educated football fan, my friend. But most people forgot Eddie George played for the Cowboys. Yes, he did. I was saying this when we got rid of Zeke, Beantown, but after what I just saw, I take it all back. We should not have kept Zeke because if Zeke was behind this offensive line, he would not have done what he did in New England. Your offensive line is better than our offensive line sucks. And by the way, so does our culture. Our culture does suck. So McCarthy's got to go. When Zach Martin was hurt, this is supposed to be TJ. Jay Bass did a nice job stepping in. He did. But what happens if the Rams win against the Lions and the Cowboys somehow beat Green Bay? And then you have Aaron Donald playing against our offensive line. What happens then? What happens then? Or what happens if you beat the Rams and then you go play San Francisco? And then you go play against Chase Young and Nick Bosa against our offensive line. What happens then? Do you want to get your quarterback hurt? I mean, dude, no. Any dominant defensive lineman would slice our offensive line apart. They would. Now that we've talked about that, do I like the West Coast offense? Not this way, I don't. Thoughts on Belichick possibly going to Dallas? I'm good. And here's why. Bill Belichick in New England, and you'll know this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Beantown. You know this. Bill Belichick in New England is remember when Michael Jordan played for the Bulls? When Michael Jordan played have you ever seen Space Jam? When they introduce Michael Jordan onto the court in Space Jam, they say, and now the player coach of the Toon Squad, Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, it was, and now the player coach, Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan did what Michael Jordan wanted to do. If he wanted to run a play, he ran it. If he wanted somebody on the team, he went and got him. That's why when they played Tony Kukoc in the Olympics, Michael Jordan said, he's so good, let's bring him to the Bulls and let him win championships with us. And that's what happened because Michael Jordan said so. That's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is not the player coach. He's the coach general manager. He's the coach GM. So I hold Bill Belichick personally responsible for the offensive failures of the New England Patriots. And what did I just get done ranting about? Offensive failures. How good was the Patriots offense last year? Or how bad was it? That's a better way to put that. How bad was the Patriots offense last year? It was bad. Bill Belichick here, we'd be lucky to score 10 points a game. And that doesn't even cover the fact that Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones both have egos that would not work together. So I'm good. Uh-oh. What's going on in chat? Oh, Red, I'm about to time you out for that. He said I want Lincoln Riley. No Lincoln Riley. I'm anti-Lincoln Riley. Boomer Sooner. We don't want none of that. I don't know what you do head coaching wise. I haven't decided on Dan Quinn yet. I'll be honest, because after talking about the offense that long, I haven't even touched the defense yet. The offense was actually the good part of the Packer game, believe it or not. Yeah, we didn't see the field until halftime, but the defense never saw the field. And Dan Quinn, for whatever reason, decided, well, we've never played soft zone coverage before, right? DeRon Bland led the league in interceptions, set an NFL record for pick sixes in a season. And every time I saw DeRon Bland against Green Bay, he was out of position. Why? Because he was playing a soft zone coverage that he's never played before. The entire defense did not play the same defensive system that they have all season. Why would you play soft coverage the entire game when you've never played it? Why? And while we're on the subject, I was going to make a separate video about this. I'm just going to do it now. I'm just going to get all of this out because I'm pissed. Yeah, exactly. It would be changing nothing. And to be honest with you, I don't think Dan Quinn wants to be a head coach. But if he does, let him do it somewhere else because he sucked as a defensive coordinator against Green Bay. He did. Defense was garbage. Oh, you gave up a pick six. Yeah, we did. We still gave up, 40-something points? I mean, all you got to do is stop them. And Jordan Love, in his first playoff game ever of his life, picked us apart. The receivers, who I can't really name besides Christian Watson, they lit us up. It was like they had Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams out there. That's how good they were. And don't even get me started on Aaron Jones, man. Aaron Jones did the same thing to our defense that Buffalo running back did a couple weeks ago. I mean, he torched us. We can't stop Aaron Jones. Are you kidding me? The dude's been injured half the year, and we can't stop him. We have not been able to stop the run all season long. But no, we drafted Mozzie Smith. That's our fix. That's how we're going to fix the run game. We're going to draft Mozzie Smith and then not play him. And then we're going to put Jonathan Hankins in the middle, and that's going to fix it, right? Yeah, that worked out really well. Yeah. It's not like you gave up 2 immediate touchdowns to Aaron Jones in the playoff game. This is what I was going to make another video about. Yes, switching things in a playoff game is absolutely ridiculous. Micah Parsons is supposed to be, we think, Cowboys fans, we used to think, not now, but like a month ago, we thought Micah Parsons was an elite defensive player, one of the best defensive players in the league, absolutely one of the best at his position, should be on the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year because he's one of the best defenders ever, right? And I don't know if he played in that playoff game. Micah Parsons, listen, man. The only guy that needs to be behind a computer screen with a microphone in his face is me. Because I've been doing this for 17 years, almost as long as you've been alive, son. Put down the damn podcast and play football. Really? Can we talk about that? Dude, do you think Lawrence Taylor would have ever picked up a microphone and did a podcast and talked about how good the Eagles were? You were wrong about that, by the way. Do you think that Ray Lewis would have ever picked up a microphone? No. Micah Parsons, and I have always agreed with Simus on this. One of the problems we have is we fall in love with players way too early. And Micah Parsons has never been one of my favorite players. I don't have a Micah Parsons jersey. 11 is my number. I got Duke Bother's 11 jersey. 11 is my number, not Micah's. Micah Parsons is soft. Micah Parsons is soft. He didn't show up. He's building a brand. Remember that? Remember that? I'm building a brand. I'm building a label. Hi, Nashawn Wright. How are you? Building a brand. You play for the Dallas Cowboys. The only brand you should worry about is this one. It's bigger than any brand you would ever be a part of. Now, trade Micah Parsons for the number 1 overall pick. At this point, I would consider it. If I can get the number 1 overall pick in the draft for a player that did not show up in the playoffs whatsoever, who does podcasts for fun and doesn't have his head in the game, for the number 1 overall pick, dude, I'm taking it. I'll do it for the 2 or 3. You know what? Screw it. Go get me Marvin Harrison Jr. Pair him with CeeDee Lamb. Then we'll build the offensive line. We're good. Yes, I did. I am to blame a little bit as well. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Pro Supercross just started. I need to watch something, man. Football season's over. Jerry should stop hyping his team, but he's not going to do it because when he hypes the team, it's like the fan base is a bunch of guppies just waiting to chomp at the bit. Oh, we had a good training camp. Oh, this is great. Oh, we brought in Brandon Cooks. Oh, we drafted my dude. I am not going to lower my expectations anymore. My phrase, which I will type in the chat right now, is eliminate your expectations. Eliminate your expectations. That is going to be my new hashtag for 2024 into 2025, assuming we make the playoffs, which is not a guarantee. We are eliminating our expectations. This team can go 17-0, 17-0. not lose a game in the regular season. We could go undefeated at home. We could be undefeated on the road. But as soon as we get into the wild card round and we go up against a 6 seed or a 5 seed, we will get murdered on our own field because we cannot play in the playoffs. We just can't. Can't do it. I would rather go 1-15 or 1-16, whatever it is, and get a first round number 1 pick, number 2 pick, than go, what did we do this year? Whatever our record was, winning the division, going to the playoffs just to lose at home to the Packers. Now you get like the 24th overall pick. What did you do for yourself? You won the division? Great. Are you going to hang a rafter up in the stadium? What's the point? Are we really happy that we won the NFC East? This division was terrible. The Eagles did not do anything. We didn't do anything. The Giants suck, and I'm not talking about next year right now, but the Redskins are doing some things. I don't think they're going to be good next year, but the Redskins are going to be good here pretty soon. We can't keep playing this game. You're right. They were the 7th seed. Yep. That's right. But I'm saying that if we played in the division round after an undefeated season, we're probably not going to play the 7th seed. They'll probably be out of it because they're not going to play a team like the Cowboys who's going to blow it at home and let them advance to the next round. That's what we do. That's our thing. He said, I would trade Dak for Kyler Murray. I love Kyler Murray. I do. I wouldn't make that trade, but I love Kyler Murray. And I like Trey Lance being the backup. And hell, I mean, if Dak does what he did, let Trey Lance play for a little bit. This is the time. This offseason will be very telling. What Jerry does this year is going to tell us a lot. And you guys know, I know Jerry personally, and I know that Jerry understands. He's 82 years old now. The time is ticking. The sand is almost about to run out in that little hourglass of Jerry Jones's. The time to get a Super Bowl is now. If he does not get it in a couple of years, he's not going to get another one. And he wants that so badly because of his ego. So what's he going to do to make it happen? That's the big question. Jerry, what changes will you make now? Is Mike McCarthy going to be fired? Is Dan Quinn taking the Seattle job? Extensions. Are you paying Dak? Are you paying Parsons? Are you paying CeeDee? You better pay CeeDee or I'll come smack you myself. What are you going to do? Did the Cowboys... Oh, sorry. It says Duke. The Cowboys lack leadership and direction. To me, that starts with the coaches and trickles down through the players' thoughts. You're right. We lack leadership. We thought Micah Parsons was the big leader, right? Didn't we think that Micah Parsons was the guy that would sit down in the locker room and pump the team up? Let me tell you who the defensive leader of this team is. And I'm going to tell you who the second best player on this team is. CeeDee Lamb's the best player on this team. The second best player on this football team, our defensive leader, the heart and soul of our defense, who makes plays every snap, who is busting his ass, showing the whole team how they're supposed to play football. The second best player on this team is DeMarcus Lawrence. And he has been for quite some time. That man took a pay cut to stay here, and he's showing the entire defense how to play. And he's probably the oldest player on the defense. Maybe Gilmore is older, but Gilmore's not coming back. I mean, go look at all of the free agents that are leaving this year. Tony Pollard, Stephon Gilmore, Neville Gallimore. Look at all of them. You know what I got to say to them? Every last one of them, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you. Dak and Cowboys first for Kyler and Cardinals first. Our first is a 24. Dak is more reliable than Kyler. And Kyler, again, behind our offensive line is going to do the same thing Dak did. If we don't have Michael Vick, we're screwed. We have to get offensive linemen. And this is a deep offensive line draft. We just can't block. And we have to have coaches that have a fire up their butt that know what they're doing. That's why I agree with Merrick. I don't think Dan Quinn would do good as a head coach. I think he's a defensive coordinator. Ask the Atlanta Falcons how good of a head coach Dan Quinn is. Does 28-3 ring a bell? No, thank you. Kyler Fournette, the whole league would laugh at us for that. The whole league would laugh at us. I say that to say this. Cowboys fans, that game sucked. This season was a bust. Not only was it a bust, this season was a complete failure. CeeDee Lamb breaking Dallas Cowboy records. I love him. Meaningless. DaRon Bland breaking the record for pick sixes in the season with like 5 games to go. Meaningless. Meaningless. Dak Prescott, second or third in almost every passing category in the league. Best quarterback in the NFC. Meaningless. Dallas Cowboys come from behind, do the impossible, pull out the miracle, and win the NFC East when nobody gave us a chance. Meaningless. Worthless. Nothing. Micah Parsons ran his mouth all season long and never showed up. This team never showed up. Everything that you thought you were good at, you failed at. This team is a complete failure. So from now on, until proven otherwise, I have 0 expectations for the Dallas Cowboys. And next season, if we go undefeated and win the division, I am not going to be the Cowboy fan that comes on here going, "We them boys, this is our year." Not me. I've never been that guy. I wasn't that guy this year. I was not that guy this year. I'll never be that guy. This year, going into next year, no matter how good we are, going into the playoffs, I'll be the guy that says, "Yeah, but we're still going to lose." You have made me pessimistic, Cowboys. You've made me the fan that is pessimistic, that doesn't think we're going to do a damn thing. We're not. It's not going to happen. We're not going to win any playoff games. Until you prove me wrong, I'm going to be that fan. Here we go. Thank you, Brando. Let's go down this list. Pending free agents 2024. Tyron Smith. Hails to you, brother. I got mad love for you. Shout out, B-Mac. I got mad love for you, Tyron Smith. You got a family to think about. You've got a future to think about. Your body is built like one of those things that you see at the flower shop where you put the little plastic flowers in that little green thing, and if you scrunch it up, it bends. That's what your body is like. Every time you get hit, you get a dent that can't be repaired. Tyron Smith, I love you. Bye-bye. It's over. Hang it up. Don't go sign with Arizona. Don't go sign with the Chargers. Hang it up, Tyron Smith. Think about your future. You're done. Tony Pollard, the kid out of Memphis. Everybody was telling me all offseason long that they could not wait for Tony Pollard to be the starting running back because things were going to change around here. Yeah, they were right. Things did change around here. We got worse. Tony Pollard, your initials are TP. But you're not even worthy of me wiping my bunghole with you. Get out of here. Tony Pollard's done. Stephon Gilmore, you had a good run. Super Bowl MVP, I believe, with the Patriots. Beantown loved you more than I did, let's be honest. You had some good plays for us, but when I saw you getting scored on in that playoff game. I saw you out of position, looking like a rookie who had been in the league for how many years? 12? I don't need that. Bye-bye. Dorrance Armstrong, I forgot you were on the team. Bye-bye. J-Ron Curse had a couple good plays. I'll give you that. Playoff game, your jersey number was the amount of brain cells that it looked like you had. 1. Get out of here. Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis played well. You did. I love you. You played well. But you didn't play well enough. We are trying to compete for championships. If Jerry is serious about this, we got to upgrade. Bye-bye. Kick rocks. Dante Fowler. I got a soft spot for Dante Fowler because I met him in the parking lot after the Bengals game last year, and he signed that helmet up there. He was awesome for a little while, but the experiment is over. The Dante Fowler experiment in Dallas was a lot similar to the Joe Flacco experience in Cleveland. Man, I thought you were really going to do something, and you did for a little while, but then you went. So Dante Fowler, kick rocks. Noah Igbenogany, the guy that we got for the Kelvin Joseph trade, I'm good. I'm good. All I saw you do was fumble a punt return. You're gone. Jonathan Akins, you and all 450 pounds of suck can get off my roster. You're done. Who the hell is Trent Sieg? I don't know, but Sieg later, gone. None of them. Bye-bye. All of them. Every last one of them. Bye-bye. I'm good. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Kick rocks. Pollard was asked to do things he just couldn't do. Pollard's not a big banger back. He's a finesse running back. Not built to take a big hit. No, he is not. He could not handle the workload, and he could not save himself behind this offensive line. Barry Sanders would have struggled a little bit behind it. They couldn't create running lanes. They couldn't. There's nowhere to run. I mean, really, I don't know if Jim Brown could have ran behind this offensive line. That's how bad it was. They were supposed to be good. Great Wall of Dallas, right? Tyron Smith, yeah, he's awesome. Zach Martin, who played like crap. Oh, there's more. All I got to say is I hope there's major I hope there's Magger. I love you. Hope there's Magger changes because I'm sick of the failure. It's supposed to say major, but it said Magger. I'm sick of the failure. I am too. And we're going to see that until something Magger changes. I agree with you. Other players, Chuma Edoga, backup offensive lineman. I might keep you just because we got to have somebody. Never mind. You're gone. Neville Gallimore, another soft spot. Oklahoma Sooner, supposed to be a run stopper. I believe a third-round draft pick. Got drafted after Trayvon Diggs in that draft. I love you, Neville Gallimore. As a person, as an individual, you're awesome. As a football player, you're not a champion. Get out of here. Rico Dowdle, if I cut Pollard and I cut you, what am I stuck with? What am I saying? There's no running backs in this draft. The Texas running back, I think if he declares, he might be on the list. The Michigan running back might be on the list. It doesn't matter who I bring in at running back. If my offensive line sucks, what am I going to do? Minnie Duke is doing it exactly right. Minnie Duke brought the sword because we're cutting all of you. We're cutting every last one of you. Deuce Vaughn? You mean the 4'5"? The best thing about Deuce Vaughn is when you play Madden, nobody can find him. If you can't see him, you can't tackle him. Oompa loompa doopity doo. Look at him. He's hitting the table with a sword right now. He's mad just like I am. We got to restart. We got to redo it. We got to rebuild the whole team. I'll let Dak stay if he doesn't ask for $56 million a year. Parsons said, well, you know, if Dan Quinn leaves, he might take me with him. Am I okay with that? Am I okay with that? Could you imagine the compensatory pick you would get if Micah Parsons goes somewhere else? Like, I got to think about that one. That's one that I've got to think about. Terrence Steele. If you're a Cowboys fan and you watch Tom Downey at Chat Sports, he said something about Terrence Steele that I think is absolutely perfect. He said this. Terrence Steele is in ready to play mode, meaning physically he's ready to play. He's not back to form. Back to form. Terrence Steele, before his injury, was really good. Terrence Steele may have been the best offensive lineman on this team. That's how good he was. After the injury, he got back into playing form, but he never got back into his true form. Yeah, I think he needs to go. But the problem is if you cut the entire roster, you got to hire a whole new roster. That's what a rebuild is.
I gotta go potty.
All right, man, go take care of that. Yeah, Terrence Steele got injured. And I loved him. He was good. But our entire offensive line needs to be replaced. We need playmakers. We have too many needs. So, Cowboys, here's what next year is going to look like. I hit that number right, didn't I, Brando? I hit that number right. That was completely off the hip. $59 million. I was exactly right. Dak Prescott sits carry $59 million salary cap. The final year of a 4-year $160, and back then that was a lot of money, but now it's not. But no, this is not happening again. Let him play. This is it. We got Trey Lance, a first-round draft pick. He was what, a third? It's time. It's time for us to do what we did back in the early 2000s. Remember the years when we had Shan Gailey, Dave Campo, even Bill Parcells to an extent? Remember, Ready Red. Dak has a no-trade clause. So, do you think Dak is going to say, yeah, you can trade me to the Bears? You can trade me to Arizona? You think he's going to do that? Dak's not going to do it. He has a no-trade clause. He can choose what team to trade to. So that's what you have to do. Ask him where he wants to go. And if he says Philadelphia, you find an Irish mob to go after him in his sleep. It's time to go back. It's time. That's why I said that. Exactly. I know. It's time. It's time to hire another Chan Gailey. It's time to hire another Dave Campo. It's time to bring in Kareem Larimore. It's time to go get Derrick Henry. It's time to start Trey Lance. It's time. It's time to waste first-round talent. It's time to be a bottom feeder again. It's time to win 2 or 3 games a year. Don't go into mediocrity. Don't win the division and lose in the first round. Don't fight for the division title. Don't go to the playoffs as a wild card. I'm telling you, now is the time to start Trey Lance. Go get a bum head coach that doesn't – keep Mike McCarthy. That's perfect. He's a bum head coach. Keep him. Yeah, there you go. Maybe not. Start Trey Lance. Keep McCarthy. And just get rid of everyone. The Chad Hutchinson. I'm talking Clint Sterner. I'm talking Ryan Leaf. I'm talking Chad Hutchinson, Drew Henson. Those are the days I'm talking about. Going 8-8 every year. Don't even go 8-8. Go 7-10, 6-11. Do that for a while. It's time. If you're going to suck, at least suck right. That sounded super gay. If you're going to lose games, lose a lot of games. If you're not going to show up in the playoffs, don't show up during the regular season. You're blue balling your fan base every single year. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get rid of everyone. Quincy didn't he not win a playoff game? I think he did. I ran into his family at a preseason game in St. Louis one time. It was great. NYG says, you don't want to be where we are, Duke. It's exhausting. At least we don't have Dan Snyder, right? It could be worse for both of them. There you go. Bring Jason Garrett back. That's the clapper. That's a clapper. Bring it back. Since everybody's in rebuilding mode, this division is wide open. We could see an 8-9. We could be the new NFC South, guys. Hey, Bones, Giants fans, get in here. No, you're a Niners fan. Redskins fans, get in here. Eagles fans, get in here. Let's be the new NFC South. Cheers. I mean, they got Baker Mayfield now. They're actually advancing in the playoffs. None of us did that. Who would have thought the NFC South would go further than the NFC East in the postseason? Raise your hand if that was on your bingo card. Who thought that? Who thought the Buccaneers were going to advance past the Eagles and the Cowboys? Who thought that was going to happen? Here we are. It's time for us to be the NFC South now. Let's just all suck. Let's all just get in a circle. Never mind. That's going to sound too gay. Jeff Fisher, is he still alive? Zero says, I'll drink to that. You got it. Cheers. I like you, Zero. Parcells never wanted a Hollywood quarterback. He was willing to roll with Quincy Carter. until a little birdie told him he was getting high. And at this point, if you want to play for the Cowboys, you're probably going to have to be high. I mean, let's be real. Go get Jordan Phillips. Why don't we just waste all of our draft picks on, stupid wide receivers? Let's go get a bunch of Reggie Swintons. Let's go get a bunch of Woody Dantzlers. Let's go do that. Tommy, I'll think about it. What do you want? I'll think about it. What's what?
What is it?
I'm talking about the Cowboys.
Cowboys?
Yep.
What kind of Cowboys?
The ones that lost in the playoffs the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about them. You got anything you want to say about it?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, well, I'll do the talking then. How about that?
Yeah. I turn off the show so I can play a game, but...
Now I'm going to get your bathwater going just a second. I got to wrap this up real quick, okay?
Wrap that up?
Yeah. Bones, I feel you on that. I've never touched the stuff. Never touched it. Never touched it. He says that about his team. At least you were expected to suck. Right? Now, looking back, I wish I was in the same position as you are, as Copizzle was in, knowing that you were going to suck when the season started. I mean, yeah, you may have done. I know Cop went on here and was like, hey, we can still win. We have a chance and this and that. But in his mind, he knows, man, we're going to suck this year. But if I come on YouTube and say that all year long, nobody's going to watch. I need to act like we have a chance until we're out of it. And then I'll be like, at least you knew. We went into the season like we do every year. We them boys. Let's go beat the Eagles and let's prove that we can beat the Niners. And we got an MVP quarterback and our defense is so good. And then this happens. I would rather be you than us. And that's why I said earlier in the stream, the same people that hate us, and for the past 25 years, the same fans that are like, oh, the Cowboys are choke artists. Oh, the Cowboys can't win in the playoffs. The Cowboys suck. You're not Americans' team. Ha ha. The ones that are posting all the memes about Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott and the crying Jordans. Those fans that hate us, that mock us, that laugh at us, and make jokes about us, those are the same fans today that are saying, I feel bad for you. I feel sorry for the Cowboys. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes. It must really suck to be a Cowboy fan. That's what they're saying now. That's how bad it's gotten. I would rather be you. Scottzilla, I would rather be you. Even you made it to a Super Bowl in the past 29 years. I would rather be you than be a Cowboys fan. I would. I would rather... Green Bay has been there. They've won it. They have beaten us every time they've played us. They have a better home record. We've never beaten them in AT&T Stadium. Yes, they have a better home record at AT&T Stadium than anyone else in the league, including the Cowboys. Are you a fan of Baby Bones season? You know what? Hell yeah, I am. Cheers to that. Cheers to Baby Bones. Yeah, Red. If we were to go to Lambeau Field.
Look at my bright light.
Oh, you want to show the bright light? Come on up here. Here, can you hold it up? There you go. Look at what he made. He wants to show you his boat. Look at that boat, man. You did such a good job on your boat. What I would do with that boat is I would take Mike McCarthy's fat self, put him on the boat, and ship him off to Abu Dhabi. That's a perfect Mike McCarthy-sized boat that Mini Duke just made. If we would have went to Lambeau Field on January, what was that, the 12th? January 12th, if we go into Lombardi on January 12th, I'm telling you, we're going to lose. But when they come into Dallas and we're the 2 seed and they're the 7, of course we're going to say we won.
We've got your bed fixed.
All right, man. Well, let's get your bath going and then we'll go lay down. How about that? All right. I've got to get him to his bath, but I'm going to say one more thing. And I want y'all to listen to this. This might be the most interesting part of the whole lot. It's been an hour. You guys are still here. Thank you. You're probably bored. There's nothing else to watch. I'm glad I went live. Let me tell you this. I want you guys just think about this. Just think about what I'm about to say. He's going to sink the boat. Exactly. That's the point. We're going to make him walk the plank. Duke says, or Brando says, what would you do to cut or trade Dak post June 1st? You save $34 million for over the cap. If that happens, 24 is dead money and trade this cash.
When you get
Let him play.
On, I'll go play a game.
Okay. For a little bit.
Yeah.
Let him play. Let him play. Because it's dead money.
Yeah,
Really, to be honest, we're stuck with Dak right now. We're stuck with Dak. I mean, thanks for stopping by, Scott. Great to see you as always, my friend.
Yeah, and don't forget to say go Cowboys.
You got that right. Don't forget to say go Cowboys. Mini Duke knows what's up. Good job, buddy. We're stuck with Dak. He has a no trade clause. We're stuck with him. Can't cut him. It's 25.4 million in dead money. BMAX says, I'll trade you Russ for Dak. Let me think about that. No. I'm good. I'm good. Wow. Read this comment. Okay. Read this comment. Only 4 franchises have longer championship droughts than Dallas, and 2 of them might break their drought this weekend. Wow. Red says, eat that money. He said, make a salad out of it. We're going to feed Zeke right now. No. I got to get him to this bath, but let me say this, because this is something on my mind for a little bit. I want to know what you guys think. So after I end this live stream, if you want to go in the comment section, post a comment, or I might check back on the live comments after the stream at some point when they populate. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is something I've been thinking about a little bit. I don't remember what the spread was. Brando, maybe you remember what the spread was, what the point spread was for Cowboys-Packers. I know we were favored. I think it was like 9.5 or something like that, or 7 or something. I am too, by the way. Lions, Bills, absolutely. Go Bills. Beat the Chiefs at home. Yeah, Lions, Bills. Now, I'm not going to watch a lot of it, but yeah, Lions, Bills would be awesome. We were one of the biggest. Yeah, absolutely, Red. I am game for that, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. I would love to do that. Love you too, Scott. No homo. Maybe a little bit of homo. No homo. We were what? Like a 9.5 point favorite, something like that. Something stupid. Operation Vegas may have actually been a complete reality. Thank you, Rondadon Smith. Operation Vegas may have actually been what?
Look at what I found.
Oh, Matt, you found money. Good job, dude. Hey, we got to put that $20 in your piggy bank, too.
Oh.
Yep, we'll do that in just a second. Operation Vegas may have actually happened. Here's why. I don't know the figure, but I do know that there were millions and millions and millions, The Rock would say, and millions of dollars that were bet in this game. Specifically for the Dallas Cowboys. People put bets on the Cowboys to win because they thought it was an easy bet. You did. All right, man. But the house never loses. Mini Duke? Yeah. Oh, never mind. I need to get my wallet and put that in there. The house never loses. Do you think, like I do, that it was really strange that somehow Dak Prescott could not see the field until the third quarter against the Green Bay Packers defense?
Not the Green Bay Packers.
Not the Green Bay Packers. I could see it against, a good defensive team, but the Packers suck. Why is it all of a sudden? Yeah, the Packers are suck. Why is it all of a sudden Dak Prescott can't read a defense? He was doing it just fine all season. And all of a sudden, he plays at home against the 7th seed. He can't read a defense? Huh. That's not like Dak. That's not the Dak I've seen the entire regular season. What about Dan Quinn? What about Dan Quinn, who has never played a soft zone coverage defense all season long, and he decides to talk and to set up a soft zone defense for this game that he has not ran all season long, that takes his opportunistic secondary, whose MO is creating turnovers, getting interceptions, and instead they're in bad positions the whole game, and the Green Bay Packers wide receivers are literally wide open on every play. Did you see that? Did you see how wide open the Packers receivers were? There wasn't even a Dallas Cowboy on the screen. And Dan Quinn decided that was the defense that we needed to run when we haven't ran it all season? And at halftime, when you're losing by 57.5 points, you don't change it and you keep playing it?
I got good choices to you, Daddy.
All I'm saying, guys, is the house never loses.
Yeah, the house never loses.
The house never loses.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't played zone all season.
Yeah.
Guys, the fix may have been in. Operation Vegas may have actually happened. It just didn't happen the way we thought it would. We thought Operation Vegas meant that the Dallas Cowboys were going to literally play in Las Vegas next month. That's what we thought Operation Vegas was. But in reality, Operation Vegas was the Dallas Cowboys were going to be in on the fix. They were going to throw the game, and the NFLE continues to stand for National Football League Entertainment. And instead of seeing the number 2 seed in the NFC next week in the postseason, you're going to see Taylor Swift in the press box. Why? Because they know that if Taylor Swift is on the screen, all of the Swifties are going to click on it. They're going to watch the game just to see what Travis Kelce does. They're not even football fans, but it's the NFLE. That's why they're going to beat the Bills. That's why whoever wins in the Ravens-Houston game, they'll beat them too. That's what the league wants.
And the Cowboys never give up.
Cowboys never give up. That's what John Cena said.
Yeah, that's what
The NFLE did its thing. Joneses eat regardless, man. I don't need another reason. I don't need another reason, Bones. I don't need another reason, man. Joneses eat regardless, but not off me. I haven't spent $1 on them since 2019. Hey, man, I'm not sure I have either. The last game I went to was last year, but it was comped. It was complimentary. There's my sideline pass right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just think about it. Think about it. Operation Vegas happened. It did. Guys, I got to get Mini Duke to bed. Thank you all for watching this. Love you guys. Cowboys, you broke my heart, man. And next year, I'm not lowering my expectations. I am eliminating my expectations. I have none anymore. Y'all just need to suck. And I don't mean like win the division, go to the playoffs, blow it in the first round, suck. I mean when you play the Panthers at home, you lose. When you play the Redskins at home, you lose. And the whole, hey, the Giants can't beat us because we have literally beaten them every game we played them since Joe Biden was president, maybe longer than that. Let them beat us. Let DeVito have his day, or whoever the quarterback's good. It don't matter. Let them beat us. Let them. Let somebody else win the division next year. Let the curse keep going. Let it continue. Let somebody else win the division. Just suck. Don't blue ball me all season long. Don't make me think that we're good. We're a 2 seed. We got talent. We got Micah Parsons. We got Dak Prescott. We're going to be fine. And then you do this. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just suck. Just suck. I'm going to read this last comment. After the Cowboys dug a huge hole and needed to be perfect to climb out of it, they let tight end Luke Musgrave take a solo stroll on the pass without a single defender in the same zip code. That's what I'm saying. Nobody was even on the screen, man. Dude was all by himself. I remember that play. Dude was all by himself. I ain't even going to start on the refs. I ain't going to start on that. Because that's what the Lions would say. You know? The Lions would say the same thing. The Lions would say, well, yeah, but I can't start on the refs. Can't do it. Y'all have a good night. It's a great Duke Bothers. I'm done ranting. Thanks for listening to me. Like it on the way out. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys. Next year, man, I'm not leaving. Look, I'll be making videos next year. I'll be the same Duke Bothers I was this year. Same Duke Bothers the year before. I'll be the same one. I'll still be here. I'll still make videos. But you're not going to get me over here. We them boys. Better watch out. We're going to beat you. No. I'm going to say, look. Bend us over, taking us behind the woodshed, and smacking us with that switch. And then take that switch, Brando. Take that switch, take off that size 15 boot, turn that sumbitch sideways, and shove it up our